Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on back. And yes, I am using a webcam, and this is all going to be temporary in terms of setup wise. I do have these two red lights temporary just to make it look a little bit nicer, I guess. But I don't know, as it stands right now, this is all going to be a temporary setup because I am going to be moving out soon. So all this going to be going away soon. Just trying to check it out, make sure that this camera is actually working right, making sure that I get everything down in terms of settings before I do eventually move out. So for now, this is going to be what it looks like. This is going to be the setup for the next couple of days until I move out. But besides the point, today we're going to be talking about a certain kind of cycle when it comes to Call of Duty. And no, not the normal cycle where people buy the game, they get all excited, and then they realize that the game is shit, and they get rid of it like in a week. No, we're talking about the DLC cycle. Now, with the DLC cycle, we're specifically talking about the ones with zombies. And with the zombies DLC cycle, the one that comes to mind most of the time is DLC 5 for Black Ops 3, being Zombies Chronicles. Now, with this DLC, it just completely changed the way that we looked at zombies. Before, in Black Ops 2 and Black Ops 1, people usually looked at zombies as just a side game mode that people would play from time to time. But with this DLC that released in Black Ops 3, people realized that zombies is now a core aspect when it comes to Call of Duty. From here on out, zombies would no longer be seen as a side game mode, and Activision would put a lot more focus and effort into making a good zombies mode. As we saw with Black Ops 4, they're putting a lot more resources into actually making zombies a better experience. But as you've noticed in the last couple of years, the Zombies content has kind of been falling off a little bit. With Black Ops Cold War, it was a pretty solid foundation after the disaster of Black Ops 4 that most people hated. And then when we got to Vanguard, it just slowly kept declining throughout the entire DLC season. The quality and the quantity of content that was being produced just dropped slowly. So how did we go from a Zombies Chronicles DLC that was #1 selling of all time to Vanguard? Well, the reason that this has been happening is not only due to Call of Duty themselves. Granted, they are still blamed for a lot when it comes to most of the stuff that's been happening in Vanguard and other previous Call of Duty games. They're still liable for a lot of stuff. But I think the big reason that Call of Duty and Call of Duty Zombies especially has been on a decline is due to the things that are surrounding it in terms of other games and in terms of other social media platforms that have risen in the past couple of years. For example, with the release of Black Ops 4, a lot of people like to pin the blame for Black Ops 4 being really bad and not finished properly on the developers and just the game in general not being finished. But even though that is true, the bigger issue was the fact that Fortnite coexisted with this game. If Fortnite never existed, Treyarch would have never made a blackout game mode. And if they never made a blackout game mode, then they would have had more time to work on the campaign that they already had half of it finished for, keep in mind, and they would have had more time to work on Zombies DLCs as well. In my opinion, I think Fortnite was the main cause as why Black Ops 4 did really bad at launch. Not a lot of people like to put Fortnite or other games outside of Call of Duty as a reason as to why Black Ops 4 failed, but in my opinion, it is a huge factor that led to Black Ops 4 failing and Call of Duty in general failing. I mean, look at Call of Duty now. Most of it is just Warzone content. Whenever a new game comes out, it's mainly served as Warzone DLC. If you're playing multiplayer or if you're playing zombies, you're mainly going to be playing those two game modes on Black Ops Cold War or Modern Warfare 2, the new game that recently just came out. You're mainly going to be playing the multiplayer aspect to level up your guns so that you can use them better in Warzone. Same goes for Call of Duty Zombies as well. That's the main reason why they linked the Warzone XP and the Zombies XP and the multiplayer XP all together, was not because to make the game feel the same, but so that people could stop playing these other game modes and just solely focus on Warzone. Not only has Call of Duty changed in terms of how you play the game, but it has also changed in terms of how you make content. When it comes to making content for Call of Duty nowadays, or anything nowadays, it is mainly done through YouTube Shorts and TikTok. Now, there isn't really anything wrong with this in my opinion. I think it's a really cool thing to do as another outlet in making content instead of doing super long videos like this where they're 10, 20 minutes long or super long hour-long streams. I like the short-term content that YouTube and TikTok have implemented into their platforms. The problem is how it affects your mind. Short-term content has ruined people's attention span, thus making it harder for people to get invested into long-term Easter egg hunts, long-term style of content, long-term style of gameplay. And that's a big issue when it comes to Call of Duty and Call of Duty Zombies especially. When it comes to making Call of Duty or any game in general, it's a really long process and it costs a lot of money. And with Activision behind the scenes, they're trying to do the best for their company in terms of making profits. So would Zombies Chronicles 2 be the best way that Treyarch and Activision could allocate their resources to make the zombies community happy and have a lot of profits at the same time? In my opinion, no. When it comes to Zombie Chronicles 2, let's say it comes out tomorrow. The community would be super hyped up, they would be really happy, and everyone would be playing it to play Transit, Die Rise, Buried, whatever maps they decide to release on Zombies Chronicles 2. Everyone would be happy and having a good time. Content creators would be making multiple tutorials on how to do the Easter egg for those maps again, and after a week, everyone's gonna forget. Nobody's going to be super invested into Zombies Chronicles 2 anymore. It's going to be a one-time thing that everyone hops onto for about a week. And it's going to be really, really good for about a week. And the reason for this is mainly due to the fact that there isn't enough content anymore when it comes to making anything. If you take even the best games that have come out this year, like Elden Ring, they're eventually just going to take a huge dive when they release. Because like I've said before, gaming has changed a lot in the past couple of years. You can no longer spend all of your resources and all of your time making a short-term product that's going to do really well in the short run. Most people and most businesses are thinking about the long run when it comes to gaming. That's why you have so many games right now that are still doing really, really well, that are incredibly old, like Minecraft, Fortnite, GTA 5. All of those games have been around forever, but they have one thing in common that still keeps them alive today, and that's the fact that you can build and have the community create content for you. When it comes to Minecraft, there's so many different mini game modes that you can play with all of your friends. You can load onto different worlds and connect to each other. You can do whatever you want in that game pretty much. When it comes to Fortnite, you have Fortnite creative mode. You can create whatever map you want. You can create whatever experience you want. GTA 5, same thing. When it comes to the newer age of gaming, developers have one thing that they struggle with a lot, and that's constantly finding a way to keep the players engaged. And when it comes to the games that I've said before, like Fortnite, GTA 5, Minecraft, they've figured it out with the way that they can create content and have the community create content for them. Zombies is literally almost there. When it comes to Zombies content, there are already custom Zombies maps being made almost every single day. The problem is that they're not accessible, and there's no reason for people right now to make Zombies maps. If we look at a game like Minecraft, there's a really cool system that I love a lot when it comes to this game. On the Bedrock Edition, you can actually buy maps that people have made, and you can spend money to buy those maps and play them whenever you want. You can do whatever you want with them as well. And when it comes to that system, I think it would work perfectly in Zombies, because in Minecraft on Bedrock, you can buy the map, and then it also gives part of that profit to the developer who made the map. So if you had this same system implemented not only for PC but also console on the base game that everyone can buy for Call of Duty, it would actually be great for everyone. Not only just the normal custom map makers that are existing right now, who are working timelessly to just make the best content that they can for absolutely nothing, because now they can actually make some money. It would also help the normal community, because now people have a lot more maps to play, and it would help Treyarch and Activision because they'll actually make some profit because there's more maps that people can buy now. So for everyone, it would be a win-win situation. You can just put this in the game, a custom map maker for everyone to use, and then Treyarch can promote the new maps that are coming out from famous creators that already exist in the community. It would be great for everyone. So to wrap this video up, would I be happy to have a Zombies Chronicles 2? Yes, obviously, who wouldn't, because it's just more zombie maps that people can play, but I don't think it's the thing that people should be asking for. A lot of people like to go onto Twitter and they shout out to Treyarch and they're like, hey, release Zombie Chronicles 2 because that's the #1 thing that we want. In my opinion, it shouldn't be. Instead, the community should be asking for a custom map maker for both console and PC, because in the long run, that's going to be a lot better than Zombies Chronicles 2. So, for that reason, this is why I believe Zombies Chronicles 2 will be the worst DLC. Anyways, guys, that's going to wrap up this video for today. If you did enjoy, leave a like, subscribe, do all that. So leave your comments down below if you want to see me do any other type of video. Check out the Comfy Cushion Reacts channel to channel me and my friends do. We pretty much just react to stuff. And yeah, I got nothing much else to say, so peace.